Buy.
And it's easy to get a quote at libertymutual.com, so you only pay for what you need. Isn't that right, Limu? Limu? Sorry, one sec. Yeah. Oh, boy.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Free, free, free.
That's right. TurboTax Free Edition is free. See details at TurboTax.com.
E.T. at the SAG Awards
Is next. Kelly Clarkson. Yeah!
Hollywood is rolling out the red carpet, and we'll be there too as they honor their own at the SAG Awards.
Remember last time these awards were in person? We got that.
You were right
moment.
there. You were right there.
Front and center. It was the moment with Brad Pitt.
Happening now.
After Russia invaded the Ukraine, the price of gas has shot up. Coming up, what you can expect in the coming days and weeks and what you can do about it.
Dare County has had some noteworthy human smuggling cases the past few weeks. We talk with Homeland Security investigations about where San Antonio fits in the human smuggling pipeline overall.
Another cold day on the way, and we're actually going to add a little dampness to it. Then the temperature starts rising again. I'll let you know how warm it's going to get and when in just a bit. The News at 5 starts right now.
First at 5, the Ukraine invasion continuing with no signs of a ceasefire. Gunfire and explosions still forcing people to take shelter and flee.
So far, Russia has launched more than 200 missiles at Ukraine's military targets, though some civilian areas were also hit. Right now, it's estimated 50,000 Ukrainians have fled in the last 2 days. At least 100,000 have been displaced. Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky has called on Vladimir Putin to negotiate. Putin hasn't agreed to that.
He does not want a country that is edging towards the EU, that's edging towards democracy on his doorstep. He wants to create that buffer from NATO.
More sanctions handed down from President Joe Biden and NATO allies who are freezing the assets of Putin and his foreign minister. As for how this could impact the U.S., Senator Chris Coons, who is a part of that committee that controls foreign aid and State Department expenditures, says American taxpayers could bear the cost of providing aid to countries who help Ukrainian refugees fleeing to Poland and nearby countries.
The loss of life, the most devastating impact in all of this, but there's also an economic one, especially when it comes to oil and gas. Oil prices did slip a bit from yesterday, but as 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz reports, drivers may be in for a rough ride.
Peggy Jefferson may be 6,000 miles from Ukraine, but she feels the ripple effects at the gas pump.
So I got 3 for $10 and something.
San Antonio gas prices are now averaging $3.14 a gallon, the priciest in 7 years.
Well, since yesterday, this one here went up 20 cents. Overnight. It's crazy.
What it is a global market. And with Russia, the second largest oil producer, analyst Patrick DeHaan says prices will be volatile.
The concern is that Russia could somehow slow down oil exports if it wanted to inflict a lot of damage to the U.S. economy and the global economy.
But even without Russia, he says gas prices were already going to rise like they do every spring with the switch to summer fuels and a boom in spring travel demands. For people like Dwayne Washington, it's all piling up.
Food and the gas is starting to really make a difference. I'm going to, have to make some decisions because let's hope it don't go to $4.
DeHaan does expect the national average to flirt with $4, but
Texas, however, tends to be one of the cheapest places in the country for oil and gasoline with low taxes. So I don't necessarily think that Texans have to worry about that just yet.
You may not be able to do anything about the prices, but you can control your costs. 3 of the easiest: shop around for the lowest prices, take it easy on that gas pedal, and keep your tires properly inflated, especially after this cold weather. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Temperatures are staying low. 32 earlier this morning, and we only rose 8 degrees to 40 this afternoon. Even our high temperature was well below the average low of 47. Average high right near 70 degrees. We'll be there. Just need a little patience. A few more days. 45 Eagle Pass, 41 Panna Maria, West Kerrville 35, 39 Universal City, 36 in Boerne. We're feeling the winter chill out there right now. 43 Stinson and Devine now at 41 degrees. This evening, no big temperature changes. I think we'll just drop into and hold steady in the mid 30s. Cloudy and cold, however, turning damp. We're going to add a little moisture to what we had today. Tomorrow's going to feel the same, but get ready for some dampness. We'll talk about who could see the most rainfall and then when the sun returns, along with warmer temperatures in a bit. Ursula.
Thank you, Adam. Crime Stoppers needing some help solving a murder. They're looking for the person who killed 28-year-old Quentin Smith. He died January 9th in the parking lot of the Blow Hookah Lounge on West Avenue. The suspect fired shots, then drove off to I-10. These surveillance images that you're seeing right now are taken of the suspect prior to the shooting. If you have any information, call Crime Stoppers at 210-224-STOP.
Switching gears now to human smuggling. In Bexar County alone, there have been 3 high-profile cases in just the last 3 weeks.
Garrett Berger talked with the local Office of Homeland Security Investigations, whose duties include going after human smugglers, about how San Antonio is fitting in the pipeline.
It's been a busy month for human smuggling cases in Bexar County. From a chase with a van of immigrants locked in the back, to a tractor trailer loaded with people on the far west side, to a bust at a property in southwest Bexar County. An assistant special agent in charge at San Antonio's HSI office says we're in a post-holidays uptick.
We have a lull in human smuggling with people exiting the country, going home, and then after the holidays are over, they're making their return back.
And San Antonio is a good spot for smugglers to either drop people coming from the border or split them off on their way to Houston, Dallas, or somewhere farther in the country.
With Interstate 10 going east and west, and I-35 going north to south, you have kind of the perfect melting pot for organizations to use this as a staging point.
That seemed to be the case on the 17th, when the Bexar County Sheriff's Office busted several vehicles loaded with undocumented immigrants leaving a property in the southwest Bexar County after a tractor trailer brought them up from Laredo. Ryan says the use of the big trucks is huge right now.
Sometimes they drop off the majority of the load here. Sometimes they keep going further north.
On a journey in which San Antonio is just one stop. Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Another case of deadly child abuse allegedly at the hands of a parent. This is 28-year-old Brandon Cervera. He's charged with 1 count of injury to a child. His 4-year-old son, Benjamin, died last summer, taken to the hospital unresponsive. His autopsy later revealed he died of starvation. Arrest records state San Antonio police found images and video on a relative's phone that showed little Benjamin begging for food and water, and at one point being forced to drink hand sanitizer. During an investigation of the family's home, officers found the fridge and cabinets locked. They also found where little Benjamin would stay, a locked room with only a urine-stained mattress on the floor. Arrest records reference another person who could be a second suspect, but for now, Cervera is the only person facing charges.
New at 5, a San Antonio police officer fired for directing a racist and sexist tirade toward a funeral home director has now won his job back. City officials confirming an arbitrator overturned Officer Lee Biggert's indefinite suspension and then shortened it to 90 days. Biggert was fired last year after investigators obtained a copy of the recorded call between him and the funeral home director. An attorney for Biggert argued during an arbitration hearing back in November that his client's temporary lapse in judgment should not wipe out his positive contributions to the department. Attorneys with the city said the ruling is another example of how efforts to set standards that meet community and leadership expectations are thwarted by arbitrators. Now to the historic nomination today announced by President Biden for the next U.S. Supreme Court justice.
The president spoke this afternoon about that landmark decision to nominate Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. ABC's Rena Roy has more.
President Biden making history Friday, fulfilling his campaign promise to nominate a black woman to the nation's highest court, a first in this country.
Promised the process would be rigorous, that I would select a nominee worthy of Justice Breyer's legacy of excellence and decency.
I am truly humbled by the extraordinary honor of this nomination, and I am especially grateful for the care that you have taken in discharging your constitutional duty in service of our democracy.
Jackson currently serves on the D.C. Court of Appeals, the president appointing her last year. She was confirmed by the Senate to that seat with Republican support. The Republican National Committee releasing a statement on this nomination, calling Jackson a radical left-wing activist who would rubber stamp Biden's disastrous agenda. Adding this pick shows Biden put far-left special interests ahead of defending Americans' rights and liberties. Democratic Whip James Clyburn saying this is a glass ceiling that took far too long to shatter. If confirmed by the Senate with a simple majority of 51 votes, Jackson would be replacing longtime Justice Stephen Breyer, who's retiring, a mentor of hers who she clerked for years ago. From 2013 up until last year, she served as a United States District Judge. She also has experience as a federal public defender. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Check out traffic right now, and you can see at 281 in Hildebrand. Things are moving very slowly in the southbound lanes as 281 heads towards downtown. Northbound lanes are busy, but they are moving. Let's check in with our traffic authority, Stephen Cavazos, for a look at your weekend closures.
If you have weekend travel plans, be on the lookout. A few construction spots will be happening. Let's go ahead and start here off of 35. Some road work that started on Monday, February 21st will last until Saturday, February 26th. This starts from 9 in the morning, but we'll be wrapping up in the afternoon around 5:30. Drivers can expect the single northbound frontage road lane to be closed from FM 2252 to Schwab Road for sidewalk, headwall, and rail work. So watch out there. Let's go ahead and take that drive over to the northwest side here off of 1604. Some bridge widening work that actually started on Monday, February 14th. That will last till Saturday, February 26th. Keep in mind, though, this is going to be happening in the morning hours at 9 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon. Drivers, you can expect the westbound to eastbound turnaround closure at Loop 1604 and Chase Hill Boulevard, a full alternating turnaround closure, but keep in mind, only one direction will be closed at a time. Let's take that drive down here to 410 right at Culebra, where there's been some road work that started on February 21st. That will last until Monday, February 28th from 8 in the evening to 5 in the morning. Also, drivers there can expect a double northbound main lane closures from Ingram Road to Culebra Road. As we get ready to start the weekend, make sure that you drive safe, buckle up, keep both hands on the wheel and both eyes on the road. Guys?
Good advice. A reminder, today's the last day of early voting. The joint primary election is Tuesday, March 1st. Polling sites are open until 8 o'clock tonight.
There are dozens of locations all around town. This election has the governor's race, who will be the next Bexar County judge. We have more information on KSAT.com and sample ballots.
Turning to COVID-19, Metro Health reporting 218 new cases today, 5 more deaths. The 7-day average is at 314. There are 365 COVID patients in the hospital, 84 in the ICU, and 41 on ventilators.
Well, the day has come. The CDC is easing indoor mask regulations.
The reason? Those lower hospitalization numbers and deaths across the country. With those numbers in mind, the CDC says based on risk levels, a community can choose to remove mask recommendations indoors. It still recommends them on public transportation and is giving states and cities the green light to re-implement guidelines if a new variant should arrive. Inflation has reached the fast food market. The changes Burger King's making to the menu coming up.
Plus, Honda under investigation after complaints about a brake issue. Which vehicles received hundreds of complaints? And who's going to do something about it? Maybe. Next.
I'm Myra Arthur here in the KSAT newsroom. A San Antonio couple moved to Ukraine to work as missionaries, and now they are among the thousands of families fleeing for safety as the Russian invasion continues. This is one of the stories that we are working on for the news at 6. Our Alicia Barrera is following the family's journey from Kyiv as she documents her personal experience on social media. This woman's posts are being flooded with comments and messages of support. We're going to show you what this couple is going through right now. Plus, it is billed as an esports arena, but Port San Antonio says the stage is set for much more. We're going to take you to the new Techport Arena on the south side, set to open this spring. Tonight at 6, RJ Marquez takes a tour of that arena to show you the innovation and technology coming to SA, along with some upcoming events that are being held there. And San Antonio's culinary scene getting some major recognition. More than a handful of local chefs, bakers, and restaurants have made it to the semifinals for the 2022 James Beard Awards. Now, if you're not familiar with that, think an Oscar or a Grammy, but for food. We're going to chat with them about this honor. All that and more tonight on the news at 6. We'll see you then.
Thank you, Myra. Do you drive a Honda CR-V or an Accord? Hundreds of complaints about the braking system have prompted an investigation. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration stepping in after more than 270 complaints were made. 6 of them involved crashes and minor injuries. They deal with CR-Vs from 2017 to 2019 and 2018 and 2019 Accords. The issue is the automatic emergency brakes that can trigger without the driver touching the brake pedal. It's unclear if other models are affected too.
Burger King fighting inflation by reducing its chicken nugget count from 10 to 8. The cost will remain the same, though, and hopes to offset inflation. It's not the first fast food chain to take this approach. It's also not clear whether that change will be permanent.
The word for the day, patience. We have another gloomy day on tap. Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Saturday's not going to be much better, is it?
I think it's going to be a little worse, depending on how you look at it. I mean, if you want like a good excuse to just do some indoor chores or just be lazy on the couch or read a book, tomorrow's the day for it, that's for sure. I want to get into this here. Cold and damp tomorrow. Sunshine returns on Sunday. Then the temperatures eventually rebound. Take a look at what the temperatures are going to be doing. We'll be more of the same tomorrow, right near 40. But by Sunday, with a little bit of sun, we'll get up to 60. And then early next week, back to work and school, near 70 degrees. So temperatures will rebound. We just need a little bit of patience. Let's talk about the dampness that's moving in and even what could be some light accumulations here and there. Not really drought denting rainfall, but better than nothing if we're going to have some moisture. Currently across our area, you see just some very light rain moving through Cuero, Yorktown, DeWitt County. You go to Hallettsville, Shiner, Moulton, and then moving into Gonzales, we'll have a little bit of this light rain. This is very light, basically sprinkle activity that's east of town right now. And even locally, we've had a few sprinkles today, just a few, and we have a few more moving south to north. And I do think they'll become more common as we go through the night and throughout the day tomorrow. Here's our futurecast. I think it handles this situation great, particularly where we're going to see the most rain, and that's east of I-35. That's east of San Antonio. And I also want to point out early tomorrow morning, a little before sunrise, we can't rule out a light glaze on some exposed and elevated surfaces in parts of the northern hill country. I think it's even north of Kerrville and north of Blanco. I think that's where we could see that little bit, but travel impacts should be little to none with any of that activity. Otherwise, we just have these off and on sprinkles and very light showers, particularly along and east of I-35. Those of you closer to the Rio Grande, I think just cloudy and cold, maybe some drizzle, that's about it. But everybody else, especially locally, will get a little bit of rain out of this and then clear out by Sunday. As for potential accumulations, I do think we could see about 1/10 of an inch around San Antonio. I know that's not a whole lot, but it's better than nothing. You go east of town, I mean, we're talking Hallettsville, Cuero, Yorktown, Falls City, Smiley. You could easily get 1/4 if you're lucky, maybe closer to 1/2 an inch in a few spots. But then the rain chances basically turn off. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 0%. Middle of next week, about a 20% chance with a little shift in our pattern. Okay, so it's going to become damp tonight and last through tomorrow. Also remaining cold tomorrow. Temperatures across the state largely in the 30s and even some lower 40s. Laredo 42, Victoria 42, Pleasanton 43. Meanwhile, 39 here in San Antonio, Rock Springs and Kerrville both at 37. Tomorrow morning, briefly a little below freezing in the hill country. I mean, Canyon Lake about 32, Kerrville, Rock Springs 31, Fredericksburg 30. That's why we could have a brief light glaze on some exposed surfaces. We don't anticipate any travel impacts. Elsewhere, we're in the mid-30s, so just barely above freezing to start the day tomorrow. And then we make it to 40 degrees. So near 40 for the afternoon high. We're talking about 43 Uvalde, 38 Canyon Lake, and 37 in Kerrville. Cotulla about 46. But look at Helotes, 39 tomorrow. Bernie, 37. Meanwhile, Von Army and Elmendorf, 42. So right around 40 degrees for that high tomorrow. Off and on sprinkles and light rain, damp and cold tomorrow, a bit of a north breeze you'll notice. An indoor day, bottom line. Sunday, however, you can get outside. I think it's going to turn sunny by the noon hour, and then that'll boost us up to 60 degrees, so we can make up for some lost time outdoors to round out the weekend. And then Monday, of course, that's one of the nicest days when you go back to work and school, sunny and 68. And then temperatures pretty much holding steady in the 60s, near 70 next week.
All right. Thank you so much, Adam.
All right, Spurs back in action.
I'm kind of curious to see how they play tonight,
me too.
because they've had that long break, but at the same time, they're trying to bond together for the stretch run with, by the way, new faces. When we come back, we'll get you ready for the Spurs resuming their rodeo road trip tonight. And as Troy Aikman continues his visit to San Antonio, more details about his new contract with ESPN coming up. Our San Antonio Spurs resume their rodeo road trip tonight when they face the Wizards in Washington. There are just 23 games left of the regular season as the Spurs begin their final push for the playoffs, wanting to break their first postseason losing streak in franchise history. At the same time, make head coach Greg Popovich the winningest coach in NBA history with just 3 more wins needed.
I'm excited. Can't wait to get started tonight. Ready to have fun with my teammates, win some games, and just continue to get better and grow. I just got to compete and execute. That's our 2 words right now: compete and execute. So if we're gonna do those things, then we'll be in good shape.
All right, tip-off time in just a matter of minutes. All the highlights away tonight on the Night Beat. Former heavyweight champion Vitaly Klitschko has taken up arms against the Russian invasion of Ukraine. The Hall of Fame boxer is the mayor of Kiev, which is the capital city of Ukraine, and along with his brother, former heavyweight champion Vladimir Klitschko, will fight for their country. Formula One announcing today they have canceled the Russian Grand Prix due to the invasion of Ukraine, and the 2022 Champions League final has been moved out of St. Petersburg and has been relocated to Paris for the same reason.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Look who's in San Antonio, 3-time Super Bowl champion, former Cowboys quarterback Troy Aikman. He's in town to promote his new Beer 8 at various establishments last night. And one of those stops is at the Beer Depot, where he was inundated with Cowboy fans. While Aikman declined to talk about his impending jump from the Fox broadcast booth to Monday Night Football on ESPN, he did tell us what makes 8 so great.
We're real proud of it. We set out over 2 years ago to make it, and wanted a low-calorie, low-carb beer, and wanted to do it a little bit differently, something that was different from what was already on the market. I feel like we've done that. There's no adjuncts or fillers in our beer, which means there's no added corn, rice, syrup, or sugars, and so I like to refer to it as a better-for-you beer, and it's been real well received, so I'm excited about it.
Aikman can also be excited about his new contract offer from ESPN that is reported to be 5 years, $90 million, which evens out to about $18 million a season to jump ship. KSAT 12 is teaming up with Texas Sports Production on our BGC app tonight for these playoff games. And the boys' side of the video will also be covering girls' playoffs as well tonight. We'll have that all for you tonight on the Night Beat. There you can see Champion and Jefferson, Wagner and Westlake tonight, Clark and Stony Point and Veterans Memorial and Brackenridge, all available live starting at 6 tonight on the BGC app. Looking forward to that. But also, we're going to be at the girls' playoff games as well over at Northside Gym tonight. So we'll have it all for you.
Playoff time.
You got it.
Yeah. Thanks, Greg.
We'll be right back.
Damp and cold tomorrow. Another indoor day, off and on light rain and sprinkles tonight through the entire day tomorrow. By Sunday, you'll need to reach for your sunglasses for a change. We'll clear out, I think, by about the noon hour, make it up to about 60 degrees, and then sunshine to start next week closer to 70. So we do rebound.
Thank you, Adam. And thank you for watching the news at 5 with us.
World News up next. We'll see you back here at 6.